views and opinions expressed on the show are strictly those of the host and guests and do not reflect the opinions of LAP Productions and its affiliates.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the brand new night, the brand new show, Getting to Know. Jason, you're here. What are you doing? You ready for this?
I am ready for this. I'm excited to.
How excited?
Very excited.
Oh, not that that's Tuesday night. I'm sorry.
Right? Yeah. No, I'm happy as hell. We switched the name from Paranormal Mysteries Podcast to Getting to Know. Wanted to open it up a little more and have just broaden our guests. And Paranormal Mysteries Podcast wouldn't have been a good fit for our special guest tonight, but Getting to Know is the absolute best fit for Mr. Tom Komisar. And I'm humbled to have you on, brother. I can't thank you enough for actually being our first special guest. What I want to do is I want you to introduce yourself. Tell everybody, just give a quick rundown about you and who you are and what you're doing, and then we'll start picking it apart.
All righty. I'm here, and I'm honored to be on the first show of Getting to Know. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. And Jason and Jay, you guys are really cool dudes. And I know Jason from working with him on some movies and that, and he's a real good dude. And I was really honored when he asked me to do this. And anyway, yeah, I write screenplays and I act in horror movies, independent horror. And I'm also a musician. I played in a punk band for many years called the Bad Town Boys, played guitar and bass, and I still do the music stuff, write stuff, also some music for movies as well. Working on a new band called Slasher Boy. We actually had a first rehearsal yesterday, and we're putting some songs together, some punk, horror, metal kind of stuff. It's pretty fun. Got together with my original drummer from Bad Town Boys, Tim Cunningham. He's back on the Skins with me, man, and so we're gonna rock out and have some fun and do some studio work here soon. So, but other than that, man, we're just rocking and rolling. Got a real, obviously 2020 kind of put a damper on everybody in the whole world, but we got a lot of movies coming up. Everybody's getting ready to get their movies started. And all of us got a lot of stuff coming up on 2021, and we're looking forward to that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just working on screenplays, and I've got a lot of cool acting gigs coming up that I'm very excited about that I didn't write, that I'm in with some really great filmmakers that I love dearly. And some of them I've worked before, and some, one in particular, Samuel Venisi, who wrote and is directing Scarlet. He just did Violet, his first movie. Now he's doing Scarlet, which I'm going to be in that. Coming up here in 2021, I play Mr. Byers, and he's a professor who is not who you think he is, and that's a pretty cool role. But got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I'm really excited. Jason, this is really cool. Coming up here in February, going to be heading down to Florida. Going to be working on an 80s themed slasher for Los Bastards Productions. It's going to be called Cruel Summer, and I'm going to have the pleasure to actually not only be with Jason again on a movie, with the great filmmakers Jim O'Rear and Scott Tepperman, but we're also going to have Jay from this show. It's going to be his first time. He's going to be part of the crew, so we're going to have Jay down there, Jason, myself, and of course a bunch of great people that we've worked with before on their movies. It's always a blast. Jason, I'll tell you, we love Jim and Scott dearly. They're great guys, and they make great movies, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and that's coming up. And I'm really excited again later on in the year, next year. We were going to do it this summer. We're going to do it now this next summer. I'm going to be getting my groove on as Dr. Kilwell we're going to be getting Death Care back up and started. We did some training videos where the Dr. Kilwell and all the naughty nurses, we did these cool videos that you can see. I think they're on YouTube, but we're getting ready.
How do you always get that lucky? How do you always get that lucky, Tom?
Man, I tell you what, we got some lovely ladies that work in our movies. We got. I'm telling you, everybody, man. We are HM&M Films, Rad Entertainment, Quattro Venti Productions. That's Cameron Scott's company, man. We have the awesome. I mean, Los Bastards. I mean, we have so many cool people that are just like family. You know what I mean? You get a movie together, you don't even have to worry about it. You know, you're going to have the greatest actors and actresses, and they're going to give you everything. You know, they're just going to give you their heart and soul and work as hard as they can, and they're going to make the movie come to life. And be, you know, and we're fortunate as filmmakers to have such a great you know, family of actors in that we can count on. I mean, they're there. You know, we just need to say, hey, you want to read the script? Yeah, send it. You know, and then, you know, they read it and get back to you the next day, and they want in.
Heck
So
yeah.
it's cool. So Death Care is going to be great. We got a lot of people scheduled to be in Death Care. That's going to be very, very, very exciting. And then I'm going to be Dan Murphy and Brian Gaylord, HM&M Films, my home company. They're going to be in part 2 to And Then You Die, which was Dan Murphy's first movie. That's when I met him, and I wasn't in that, but I got a piece of Bad Town Boy music in it, and that's how we became friends. And that's how I got. He helped me get Night of the Dolls off the ground when I wrote that. And but he's doing this sequel to And Then You Die, his first movie, called And Then You Die 2, TOO. And that's going to be the sequel. And I'm in that. I didn't write that or do anything with it, but I'm going to be in it as Sam Wallace, the main character. I get to play his really fucked up dad. Nice. And there's some cool stuff going on in that. It's not a super big role for me, but the movie, the script is fantastic. Brian Gaylord wrote it, and it's an amazing script. And I'm going to play his dad, Sam Wallace's dad, the character played by. I'm having a brain fart.
It's not me that time.
You know, Tom, I just looked. I've got a bunch of laundry on the back of my bed, but as I'm looking at the stuff behind you, I see a familiar mask.
Oh,
behind you.
Yeah, there it is, right there. You talking about Slasho?
Yeah. Let's talk about those for a minute, because, you know, again, you talk about indie movies and films, and a lot of them have the hot girls and all that stuff, but those movies are unbelievable. Those are fun. Tell us a little bit about those.
What originally, a long time ago, this is before I even knew Dan, I had this idea. I just want to do something with a camcorder. I was just starting out. I didn't have any equipment or anything, but I just had this wacky idea. I was going to do like just take a camcorder out and get some teenagers dressed up in masks. I was going to use my son and his friends. And then I was going to wear, which turned out to be the Slasho mask, I was going to wear the mask so you couldn't see how old I was. And I was just going to hold the camcorder, and we were going to pretend it was Halloween night. And it was just going to be driving around in this old Grand Marquis, driving around in this and do these fake scenes to make it look like it was real. Like we were just going around doing these horrible little pranks and then one of them turns deadly. And there was a whole, you know, this whole concept I had. Well, it turned out we didn't end up doing that. Couldn't get all the kids together and everything. And, you know, and it just wasn't working out. So I had these masks that I bought because I had that. I had the one for Dan, it ended up being Dan Murphy's mask, Shago, and the one for the Smash Show character. Had these masks. I'm like, what am I going to do with these masks? So I got this idea, and I'm like, you know, and so I wrote this little script about a home invasion. And so I go, okay, we'll go that. And it was just an idea, and I just kind of had it in the back burner. And I forget what it was called, but From Hell They Came or something. I don't know, but it was something like that. And I just had it sitting back there forever. And Dan and I had been working. We did Night of the Dolls, and we were just looking for something kind of like something we could do like fast, you know, like something and inexpensive, something to, because he liked the camcorder idea. You know, we were talking about it. So let's do something like the found footage thing, but like something really like gruesome, but we could film like over a weekend, like something real quick, get some friends together, set up some things, and then just go out and like just knock this movie out like with a camcorder and that. And I explained to him about this thing with these clowns that just were home invasion, you know, and we don't really know why they're doing it. We never see their faces. We don't really know. They just do it. Right. And so we came up with this idea. We basically the afternoon before the shoot started, one of the actresses couldn't make it or something. It was something weird. So like we had to change everything. So we changed the whole first half of the movie and we basically just were winging it. We said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We had R.J. Seacott, who was actually starring in Cruel Summer.
Right.
Well, he was working with Dan and Then You Die, and that he's like, in Night of the Dolls and all that. He's a regular in the HM&M Films family. And he, what happened with him, we just told him, we said, look, you're going to play like this sleazy guy that's just tricking girls to come in, and you're going to try to have your way with them, but you're making this porno. And then we're going to do this thing where we bust in and we just basically fuck everybody up. Now, right. It's really messed up, okay? Like we've done 3 of these things, and it's a little bit of like nasty, gruesome, like guerrilla style filming where we're really on top of it and we do these really horrible things to people. We use plungers in places we shouldn't do, and we do things, we just do like all kinds of nasty stuff. We like just sick stuff, but we kind of do it with a sense of humor. The brilliance of Dan Murphy's editing in this thing, we put like clown noises when you're doing weird shit, and it makes it weird. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, like you're doing, and it's like kind of, we do it. It's kind of cartoonish in a way. So Slasho, like me, it's almost like the Three Stooges. Like Slasho's kind of like Moe. He's like the grumpy boss. He's kind of like the leader. Shago is like British, but he's kind of like, I don't know. He's kind of like his own like thing. He doesn't really listen to anybody does, but he's just, he's like the real nutty one. And then Smasho, he's the one with the hammer who never says anything. We just said we'll have one guy that doesn't talk. So I mean, that's basically the thing on those things. That there's a lot, sexy time, kind of weird, violent stuff that's, kind of nasty. It's not for children. It's meant to be funny, but don't watch it with kids. It's not like a regular horror movie where, it's nasty, but it's a lot of fun. The people in it, they love it. They read the stuff, they go, oh, what? Like, yeah, well, you want to do it? Yeah, sure. Hell yeah. When do we do it? And it's nasty. We do stuff, we did stuff with pudding where I can't really tell you what we did. Oh my God. But, we did some weird stuff with pudding with some of that, and different orifices and different tools and different or odd things that were just, it was meant to be funny, like horrible to look at, but also you kind of laughed your ass off because it was so over the top. Like it was like, oh fuck, really?
Well, and that's the thing. You kind of took it away from me because it's like Three Stooges meets gruesome horror meets comedy.
Right.
I mean, it's all that in one. So you're, the one time you're like, oh my God, the next time you're laughing your ass off, and they're so much fun. Those movies are so much fun. When I started watching them, it's one of those where it's like you said, Three Stooges meets horror meets comedy. I thoroughly enjoy them. And Tina, yeah, demented humor is the best. It definitely is.
Well, the coolest part about those is like when we're thinking of the stuff up, me and Dan, I love it. We sit around, we're talking about it, or like he'll call me at work. Hey, mate, you busy? Like, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, I've got this fucking killer idea. Check this out. So what if they go into this restaurant and, or whatever, and he's got like, and it's like, oh, and then we just kind of start riffing back and forth, like, and then we'll have to do this, and then we'll have to, and we just keep going, and we're on the phone all of a sudden for an hour and a half, on your lunch break, like, just like we're just like talking, we're laughing, and then of course when we go, you go to get the stuff to make the props and to do the stuff, and you're going to the dollar store and you're buying handfuls of pudding and peanut butter and Nutella. And,
right.
And stuff to make the blood, and, and then you go to a sex shop and you buy this big translucent dildo so you can turn it into a gun, like
right.
a laser gun, and stuff. I mean, it's just funny. I mean, it's fun. As disgusting as everything is, it really is a laugh, and even when you watch it, people go, what the fuck is this? Right. But it's funny. It's meant to be funny. And it's all. And the coolest thing too, as nasty as the shit is, the people that are in the movie really wanted to do this stuff. Right. We're not making them do it, but having fun. Right. Like, oh shit, what? And it's funny as shit. And then the bathroom is smeared with, you got stuff everywhere, and the floor is covered in all kinds of like ground up sausages, and just like all kinds of shit. You're just like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing in here? It's just funny. It's good. And so if you like weird, whacked out shit with a sense of humor, you'll like them. Or actually, you can check them out online now on the Sleaze Box. That company out of Florida, Tampa, I think. The Sleaze Box has them online. You can watch them online, and plus you can watch Night of the Dolls as well. But they got those you can get on and rent them. I think pretty cheap. And then then we're doing Dan's putting out a thing called Kilogee, where it's got the first the 3 movies together in one like massive Blu-ray with all kinds of extras. We filmed a lot of extras and a lot of cool interviews and weird stuff and all kinds of goofy extras. And I mean, it's packed with extras. I mean, this thing is, and it's a really cheap price too. We put a good deal on it. And that's coming out fairly soon, I think. I don't remember what it is, but it's called Kilogee. And that's all 3. That's part 1, part 2, The Second Coming, and then part 2.5. We didn't get to 3. We did 2.5. So that's the 3 features on there. And it's pretty fun. You guys, if you like weird shit, you'll like it.
Well, and that's the thing. Take it for what it is. If you're one of those people that like analyzes and is like, oh God, this is too, don't watch it. If you want to have a good time,
right.
if you want to laugh, if you want to see some gruesome stuff, but laugh with it, and God, it's so much fun.
Yes, so it is.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I'd say Cameron Scott's got a question there. Of course, you guys both know Cameron. What's Tom's favorite movie of all time?
Oh man, that's tough, man. There's so many. I mean, that's almost impossible to answer. It's like your favorite Beatles song. What is it? Or your favorite Ramones song? Oh my God. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is up there. I mean, you can't. Halloween, of course, the original. I can sit here and go back to when I was a little kid. And my mom loved Alfred Hitchcock. I remember being a little kid when I was little watching The Birds on TV. And I remember I watched The Birds with her. She'd like to watch the TV with the lights out, and we'd watch this. I was a little kid. And I shit my pants. I was so scared when that guy, the old man with his eyeballs, when they found him when his eyeballs were picked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh. I think like now you watch it, it's like no big, like, oh, yeah, that's cool. But I mean, when I was a kid, I was terrified. And Alfred Hitchcock, that movie, The Birds, like, scared the shit. I mean, that's one of my favorites. Now the minute we go on, I'll be thinking of like all kinds of shit I could have said, but there's so many movies. So Cameron, I don't know. While you're on the show, it's like the brain. I can't lock in. I'm going to stick with those in that area. But
are you more of an original guy or a sequel guy?
I like sequels too. To me, people get hung up on, you shouldn't do a sequel to this or you shouldn't remake that. I don't really care. If it's a good movie, I like it. I don't care. Sequels are cool. A lot of times I can't wait for a sequel. Like shit, yeah, make a sequel. Right. I mean, the original is always going to be the original. It doesn't matter if they make, 15 sequels, the original is still there. And if you love the original and that's the only one you like, cool. I like sequels, and sometimes they get into it 3 or 4 or 5, and and they suck, and then they get better, or maybe they're really good. I like the sequels. Don't bother me. I like them. Give them to me. If I like the series, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll watch it, and if I like it, cool. If I don't, c'est la vie. It's no big deal. It's cool.
Yeah, right.
See, I'm the odd man out here because I'm not a big horror person. Not that I think it's a bad thing. I loved Alfred Hitchcock. And the whole 80s thing, it got to me once you had 1 or 2 slasher movies, they all became the same. It's the same redundancy to me over and over again. And that's why I find out where Jason steered me back into watching them and stuff, seeing what you guys do with HM&M and all that thing, to see the originality coming back. That is where I'm starting to really find my passion at with and stuff, because it's not that big Hollywood thing where they've played it to death and they've cheesed out the storyline. You guys seem to do what you keep faithful to the storyline. It builds off of it. It builds a continuation of it, and not just, you know what I mean? There's more to it to me on what you guys are doing than what they're doing the other way. The other way, it seems like I'm bored with them. They don't have any originality.
Well, you're gonna see when you go in February to Cruel Summer, when you're working on an indie set, everybody's together. So it's not like, you know, you have one person that comes in and they do their thing and then they leave, and then everybody's working together. So if you're not acting and you're on set, you're doing something. So it's the camaraderie, I think, that puts all that together, which makes those indie films more enjoyable to the people that watch them. Yeah.
You see that, you feel that. It comes through. It comes through in your guys' artistry, and it is an art. It is an absolute art to be able to do these things. It's a talent.
The coolest thing about, especially independent films, you know, I mean, I've never been, you know, in Hollywood in that system, but I know people that have and are, and the thing is, you know, with movies like that, you have a lot of people that control shit because they control the money. And they kind of can tell you what to do, even if you're the director and you wrote it and it's all yours. You know, they call the shots. Some guys in New York call you up and say, "No, you're not doing that." And then, you know, you kind of have to listen to those guys, you know. Right. But what's cool about independent films is just that, like, you are working together as a family, as a team, and you can certainly, like, you're working on a movie, and it's like, even if, like, you may be the star in one movie or one of the bigger roles, and then the next movie you're just helping out. You're like a production guy and you're helping with the boom mic, and you only got maybe you only got a little walk-on roll, little thing or something like that, but you're helping your friend because, you know, these are your friends and you want them to succeed. It isn't like, you know, like, you know, it's like you do it because you love it. You love the people that you work with. You truly love them and you want them to make a good movie. And even if, you know, so, you know, like I said, everybody pitches in. You know, you may be the sandwich maker, you know, the guy that goes gets pizzas, and then, you know, you go fetch lunch, and then you got the big role that you got to go in, and now you're going to makeup and you're going to be starring in this big scene and you're going to get killed. But earlier you were doing the dishes. You know what I mean? But that's cool. It's like everybody pitches in. Everybody knows they got to help out, and everybody does, and that's what's cool.
But that's where I was going to go with my next part of it, is that what you kind of said there, that you got these big money people that put into it, and they take it out of your guys' hands. Still going to see your guys' passion. Independent films, I'm learning that no matter whether it's horror, no matter what genre it is, you still see that person's vision and that person's passion. The guy that wrote it, the guy that sees the picture as how it's being directed and all that stuff. You still get to see all that. The other way, it's been so, this person says, no, you can't do that. You can't. And I love that part of it. That's the part that I can't wait to get involved with, to see that kind of camaraderie and that just that bond together, to come together to help one another, to do something just because, for another reason, like you said, to help your friend. You want him to succeed. That's so wonderful to hear nowadays with all the turmoil going on in the world. To see that passion in people and hear that is great, and I can't wait to be involved with one.
Yeah. And everybody's willing to learn. Everybody's willing to learn from everybody. You know, there may be a thing where, you know, you're like Tom was saying, you're one of the main characters, and somebody sees something and be like, hey, you know, this is what we saw or whatever. Oh yeah, okay, well, we'll do it this way, or, you know, I'm talking with the directors and different things. There's, I showed you one of the script books where you have a script, but then you get to the shoot and you start going through it. Hell, half of that thing may be scratched out or cleared out, or, you know, like Tom was saying, sometimes you just do it on the fly. You get there and you see it set up and it's like, nope, this ain't going to work. We're going to do it this way. And you can do that, and everybody adapts to that. And again, it's because of the camaraderie. It's because everybody's a tight-knit family, and it's so much fun, man.
I'm learning that side with our little shorts.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, let's do this. Oh, that looks stupid. Let's do it a different way.
Tom, when you were talking about you and Daniel and your conversations, that's Jay and I.
Yeah.
This idea. What do you want to do? And then you feed back off of each other, and then you put it out there.
Dude, I had the most fun. It's great to have partners you can brainstorm like that. But me and Dan are like that. We'll brainstorm, and it's so much fun. And then when you get off the phone or whatever, you're just so excited about what you're just talking about. I'm the same way with Cameron Scott. You know, like we sit there and we start talking about stuff, and we will text each other, and the next thing you know, hey man, I need to call you because you're like, okay, you there? Yeah, let me call you, because like you got so much stuff now you want to talk about. It's like texting, you know, it's like, and you're just pumped up, you're excited, and that's the great. I like that. That's the passion coming out.
Yep.
You know, that's the thing where you're just like, I can't, fuck, dude, I got this idea. Check this out. and then you're basing like, remember that thing you said about the whatever? Yeah. Well, what if we did this and then that and then they can come in and then that. Oh, and then they jump in because they thinking they're right on the same wavelength as you are. Like they know what you're gonna say. You can finish each other's sentences, and then they're like, yeah. Well, how about if we do this? Oh shit, that'll be so cool. Hey, check this out. We could film that over at the whatever, because that guy, I know that guy, and he said we could use that place, and then all of a sudden now you got this cool location, and and that's how it works. And that's
and you talked about death care earlier. I was actually fortunate enough to get I was a 1 day and done. So my stuff was done in February before all this craziness hit.
Yes. Yep.
But you talk about coming up with an idea and then you brainstorm. I'm pretty sure that's how death care started between you guys. Is Cameron was thinking about some things and called you and was talking to you and Daniel, and then death care.
What happened?
Right?
It was cool because it really was really based off. It started out really. Cameron and I, he's got health problems and he was going through some real bad health issues, and it was pretty bad, and it was sad, because we were all like worried about it, and of course he was, you're like, God, and we were just texting one day. I remember I was at work, and we were just like kind of going back and forth, and I was like, God, we just need to think of something kind of cool. He's got to get like his mind out of this shit. He's got to start thinking about something. I'm thinking, and then he was talking about something. He's like, well, he got like some bad news from his doctor or something. I don't know specific. And then something came up. He goes, at least my home care nurse, she's nice. And then it just hit me, this little, and I was like, well, what if she wasn't nice? And then he goes, what do you, and I go like, well, what if like she wasn't nice and she was sent there to kill you? Like, like what if like they needed to get rid of you. You're a burden on the system, and and they just decided you met that criteria, and they were just going to send in this team of like these sexy nurses, but they come in and you think it's all cool, but they come in instead. They're going to kill you and get rid of you. And then he's like, "Oh shit, yeah." And then it starts. Oh well, how about we? And I said, well, and then he's like, "Fuck," and I'm like, "Well, write the script," and so I go, "Dude, this is you. This is all you," and he's like, "Fuck yeah!" So he was on that script like a motherfucker. I swear to God, must have been like we got done texting. I think he started on it, and he just started. He goes, "I'll send you some stuff when I got it." And the coolest thing, when he wrote me, I don't know, a week or two later or whatever, he goes, "I got a cool part for you," and I'm like, "Oh yeah?" He goes, "I want you to be this psychotic doctor." And he goes, "But I want you to come up with your own name." And I was like, "Oh, cool. All right." So like he told me a little bit about it. I think he showed me some stuff. I'm like, "Oh my God." And I was so excited. And then, we came up with, Dr. Kilwell and then his whole backstory. And then it just came on from there. But he immediately had all these cool ideas for the training videos that to look like these old work training videos from the, the 70s or whatever. He goes, "Why don't we shoot these videos but they deal with the nurses and how they're taught. They're teaching other people how to, to kill people, how to torture people, how to do this and that." And then, so besides that, in addition to that, he had the whole script and this whole beautiful story about the whole thing about the system and shit. He had this whole cool backstory about him being a writer and everything. And it was just like, and he just had this, the idea was fantastic. And it just, off this little idea, he just like turned it into just this amazing movie. And I'm so excited to be in this thing. I've told him this more than one time. I said, "Dude, I owe you for Dr. Kilwell. I owe you everything. Man, this is the coolest character, ever." And it's so much fun. And there's so many great people in this thing. I mean, just not just the actors, but I'm talking about the characters themselves. He's got, he worked in the draft, he fixed things, and he made it better. And in this final draft he had is just mind blowing. And there's just so many cool characters in this thing. There's so many, but there's a meaning. There's a there's a meaning behind all this. It's not just, gore and death for gore and death's sake. There's a whole reason behind why he wrote all this, and it has to do with a lot of stuff bullshit that he dealt with in the system, the healthcare system.
Right.
And so, he took that and then he made it into this, he spun this wild tale about this fucked up place, and it's amazing. I mean, it's just, and we're excited as hell to get started on it. And I'm glad you're in it. I saw, all the clips and and little things and pictures and still shots of your scenes. And that was cool. And that place they were filming that in is amazing. So, yeah,
I'm always honored and it was cool to be able to do my scenes with Cameron, because we've been close for a long, long time. So to be able to not only be in a movie that he was writing and everything, but actually do my scenes with him, that was an honor for me. Just like when I played your security guard, that was an honor for me. I've known you. We've acted in some different films together and been on set together. And when you can share a scene with your close buddies, that's, to me, that makes it all worth it. It's like we've said 100 times, it's so much fun.
What Jason's referring to, he plays Mayor Harold Cox is my security detail in Kill, Dolly, Kill. And by the way, Jason, I know it's been a while and Heidi's working hard on it. But I did see a rough cut of the movie. Yeah, that's it. Harry Cox.
There he is.
There he is, Mayor Cox. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Mayor. Not president, mayor.
But I'll tell you, that the rough cut and that scene is hilarious. That you're in with me in that thing. It's unbelievable. I know, it's been a while, and she's working hard on it though. And I have seen a rough cut that's a lot to edit.
Right.
And she's finishing up all the stuff with the soundtrack and all that stuff and the score and all that. But I'm telling you, man, that scene where you're in, it's funny, it's beautiful, where it's a laugh, and like you guys, it's fun. So I'm so happy that wait till you see it, you're gonna love it. It's really coming along. I know it's taken a while, but it's gonna be worth it. Yeah. So it's gonna be that's Heidi Moore's Kill, Dolly, Kill.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a fun shoot for sure.
See, I might just stay with my little shorts, man. I can't handle all that.
Yeah, you heard, and it was funny because Jay always says, all I have is this camera, and that's how Tom started, with just a camera and out doing things. That's how everybody started, just with the camera and a vision. And
well, what's cool? I had my camcorder and I was doing shorts, and that was the first stuff I was writing was like 15, 20-minute shorts, then 30 minutes. And then I started writing. I wrote some features, and then I came up with the idea of Night of the Dolls, but I didn't have like the proper equipment. And that's how it all worked out, really, because I was like, this is a little too big for me. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on. And I said, I need somebody that can help me make this. And I was looking for somebody. And you know how I met Dan? It was just kind of an accident. I was kind of thumbing through the Indiana Filmmakers Network, and I saw a clip. By the way, I'm going to apologize. That's Chuck Smith, the great actor Chuck Smith from And Then You Die, who I couldn't remember his name, which I'm sorry, Chuck, I'm an idiot. But Chuck Smith. But anyway, it was a picture of Chuck Smith kind of bloodied. It was a still thing, and it was a little thing. It said working on And Then You independent film out of Winamac, Indiana, or something, or whatever, something like that. And it said looking for original music for a movie, and I was like, well, that's cool. That's what I need. I need to hook up with a production company that's got equipment and knows what we're doing. Right. So I sent him a thing. I said, Dan, I didn't know him, obviously, but I sent him a private message. I said, hey, my name's Tom, and I said, I was in a punk band for many years. And I got lots of songs. I said, I'll send you a bunch of them, and you can pick whatever you want and use it. It's free. Just, you can put it in the movie. I'd be honored. He goes, all right, mate, send me some songs. So I sent him some songs. He got back to me right away, and he picked one out called Born to Destroy, which is a Bad Town Boys song. And he loved it, and he wanted to use it. And then, so we kind of got to know him that way. And then one day when I was done with Night of the Dolls, I sent him the script. I sent him my concept idea with some pictures of some of the actors I kind of had in mind to play it. And he wrote me back, and that's how we got started. He goes, oh, I love this. Let's meet up for dinner or something, man. And, so we met at a Red Lobster in Kokomo. I drove up there. I was living in Brookville at the time, Indiana, and I drove up there. We met there, and we talked about it, and that's how we became friends. And then one thing led to another, and now we've been together. I don't know 8 years now. And
Daniel's such a nice guy. Well, I plan on trying to get him on one night as well, so he can kind of tell his story. So much fun. So I just love listening to him talk.
He's a great guy, man. He's funny. He's got, and he's very talented. The one thing about Dan, what's cool that I realized right away is he's such a perfectionist. He'll watch a movie in his head so many times, and he sits there with a notebook and he painstakingly goes through like every little thing, and he'll mark every little second where something like. But the thing is, the biggest thing, and I'll say this to any filmmaker, when I learned this from him, I've heard this before though, but the worst thing you can do is is if you're working on a cheap film, you may not have the best looking camera or in the world. People can forgive you for that. But if you have really shitty sound, you're sunk. Like if you have really muddled sound, or like if two people are talking and when it cuts back and forth, the one mic's going, and then it cuts to the other person, that mic's going, and it just it's going, and like all kinds of noises, and that it drives people nuts, and they hate the movie, and he goes through and painstakingly removes as much of that crap as he possibly can. He'll notice something. We did a scene one time where we were I think it was a Night of the Dolls, and he noticed the camera reflection in a hubcap, I think, on the van. He put down with his camera. And then later on he went, oh shit, mate, look. And he shows this thing with the reflection, oh shit, nobody would notice that. And he goes, I know it's there. I'm like, all right. So he had to I think he edited it a little different not to show it.
Right.
And it's amazing. He really, really painstakingly, he's so passionate about these things. And he takes so much time to do this, and he's an amazing guy, and he is a lot of fun. And he'll be great. That'll be a great show to have him on. Now I look forward to that because you'll have a good time. He's Dan. I mean, he's a great guy, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Hopefully, I get to meet him. Through here at least.
Oh, you will. Yeah, and you'll love him. He's a great guy. He's very funny.
But you're starting out with shorts being 15 to 30 minutes. Man, I'm gonna give mine last 3 minutes. It's kind of like sex.
Yeah. 45 seconds. Sorry, I'm done.
Over.
Time for some pizza.
Easier to edit too.
Yeah, there's no editing. We just come up with an idea. We bounce off each other. We got an idea of what we want to do. They say roll it, and we just do what we're going to do, and it is what it is. We go with it. We leave it alone.
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen some of the coolest movies that are under 5 minutes. I've seen movies. I've seen because you can go to festivals like Midwest Horror Fest. They show a lot of shorts. I've seen movies 5 minutes or under that blow my mind that I'm thinking about days later, because it wasn't the length of the movie. It was what the filmmaker said, and I don't mean it was the vision. It was whatever they were doing. I just sometimes I was just I was just blown away, breathtaking. It just looked so beautiful, and whatever it was about. And, I walked away thinking about it, and that it haunted you. Oh man, that was wicked, and that's a good filmmaker. It doesn't have to be 2 hours and 15 minutes long. You can have a 10 minute short or a 5 minute short and blow minds.
Says stuck back with mine, man. I'm all about. I said mine. I'm all about that comedy. I'm all about the laugh.
Right. Well, that's cool. That too. That too.
It's always something asinine and slang, like you said with the one show being the maybe being the horror version of the Three Stooges. I'm like, that really got my attention because I love the Three Stooges. So,
I love the Three Stooges. I love the
Abbott Costello, all that stuff. I'm the old school vaudeville slapstick style comedy. Yeah. It's gone. But that's what you talking about earlier. We're feeding off one another. That's what I love about working with Jason, because we do that right there. I'm like, dude, I got an idea, and he's like, oh, but what if we do it this way? And it builds into something that becomes not only entertaining but a lot of fun getting to have that vibe off one another. Because there's no good comedy duo like that anymore.
That's the cool thing. Comedy, whether it's comedy, anything, it's the same thing with working with somebody and locking in with them, like Laurel and Hardy. Whatever chemistry you got with your partner, it's so amazingly valuable, because that's the greatest stuff. Even like when you're working on a song, I don't know how many times I've had like a song I wrote and I really liked it, and I brought it to rehearsal and I showed it to the guys, and then like my bass player Chris, he turned to me and he go, "Hey, I like that. That's cool. How about right here though? If we just did this, we went instead of going here, we just went banana," and he just changed like one little section.
Yeah.
Like, one little idea for a bridge. Like, what if we did that there, and then the drums came in here, and one little thing else, and you're like, holy shit. So like it took a good song and made it a great song. And so that's the same thing with movies. It's the same thing when you're working with somebody, it's just an idea. Somebody just say, you work like say, hey, I got this idea, and your partner says, oh, that's cool. Why don't we do this? But then, this happens. You're like, oh shit, I never thought of that. That's brilliant.
That camaraderie means so much.
Oh hell yeah, man!
It is. It's complete
everything. Yeah, it's amazing, and it's great to have a partner where you can bounce off each other like that. And that's all the greatest things in history. Guys, people, when we have a good partner, and I mean, that's the greatest stuff have come out of that. Just from guys that can lock in with people, they can lock in with each other and get in sync, and you just know you're locked in. What each other's thinking, and it's great.
I never get out of Jason. I never get got out about everybody else. Like, that's stupid. I always get with him. The only thing he says about me like that is like, I don't even know where your mind comes from. Sometimes I'm like, don't ask.
Yeah. Hey, don't ask. Just be thankful that it does. Right? That's what's great. It's like that. Don't question the beauty of the madness.
Yeah.
Don't ask. Right. It's like when you're writing songs or coming up with ideas, people say, where'd that come from? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, I was taking a shit and it just came into my head. I was showering, I was driving down the road, and it just,
we are the same way. I'll text him like, dude, I got an idea, or he'll hit me up. I'm like, fuck text, call me.
Right. Yeah. I know this is not a text. I got to talk to you. Yeah. Like, I hate texting, trying to explain everything. No, I got to talk to you.
Right. Yeah, I can't type all this.
Right, it doesn't nuts. I got to call you, right now.
Using that swipe doesn't work either. It doesn't swipe fast enough. And
right.
Talk to text with my hillbilly accent does not work at all.
Well, you should see the talk to text with Dan with the British accent.
Right.
Somebody thinks it's like, what the heck? What? And then I'll write back, what? And it's like, oh, fuck that voice to text shit. They don't have to type it. And sometimes like, what the?
Jason, one time was like, I don't even know how he understood it. But I'm like, man, he must speak drunkenese because he's got it.
If you get to know it enough and you see it enough, you know what they're doing.
Yeah,
you get it. Like you can read around it. You know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but every once in a while you still gotta give him like, you want to do what to my what? No, I didn't say that. I can talk to text. That's what
I beg your pardon. How dare you?
We haven't even started drinking yet. This is ridiculous.
But now with me, it'd be like, I'm on my way.
Yeah, right.
Married for 32 years. Don't talk to
garage. I'm almost there.
That's right. Don't you threaten me with a good time.
32 years of marriage, baby. I ain't turning nothing down.
I do want to touch real quick on your music. Tell us how all that started, or when you started, or what's all that. Because I honestly love when you post like your older pictures of you and the band and stuff. I absolutely love it.
No, it's Bad Town Boys, right?
Well, yeah, that's my back in. I've been playing since like the late 70s, but I was just like in garage type stuff, and then I started getting into. I was just playing in like back then I was playing bass, and then we just played like rock, Rush, Zeppelin covers, and we wanted to be like, do all that.
Bad Town Boys there,
and I can't. That's a Bad Town song that we did. That was one that we did on a reunion album in 2012. Yeah, you can pull. There's a ton of old stuff from us on there, but basically, I got into punk rock. I fell in love with the Ramones, and I was playing in a band called the Membranes out in Los Angeles, and we were like just like just like a thrash, like kind of punk band kind of type thing. And then I met a singer named Greg Keith And he was playing in a band called The Withdrawn, and we played gigs together and stuff like that. We became friends, and we were both in love with the Ramones. We wanted to write more kind of pop, chainsaw pop type punk. And anyway, we ended up getting together, and we formed the Battown Boys in 1985. So, and we had a couple of different members originally, and then we ended up getting Chris Keith, his brother, on bass, and then Tim Cunningham, who I'm jamming with now in Slasher Boy. And so we started that, and we played a bunch of clubs in LA, and then basically in the late 80s, we got in contact. A German label owner, Gift of Life Records, this guy named Mario, got a hold of us, and we ended up doing a record, our first record. And then we ended up going on the road, and we toured Europe from 90 to 94, and then we went back over there one last time in 95. And we were going over there like every year, and we were doing these European tours and that, and we were, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I can tell you tour stories forever, but bottom line is, we were together for many, many, many years, and we put out, a handful of records. And then, as time got on, we kind of broke up and then got back together, and it wasn't anything other than just life. It wasn't like, it was life, people were getting married, having kids, and you couldn't always go on the road. And it was just stuff like that. And then we got back together in 2012 and recorded Punk Rock USA. And that title came from, there was a marquee years ago, we're on tour back in the 90s. It said, it had like the names of the bands coming in because we're from USA. And it said Battown Boys. And then it said underneath Punk Rock USA, like, from the USA. So we thought that was kind of cool. So in 2012, we used that. And we made Punk Rock USA our reunion album. And so we did that. We did some reunion shows out in LA. And then off and on, I played with different bands here and there, and I did some different stuff. But that was, nothing as serious as that. That was our band. And I still love those guys very much. And, it'd be cool. We get offers all the time, to go, hey, you guys want to come back over to Europe? We can set something up for you. And we talk about doing it, and we'd like to do it. But it's just really, I don't know. I mean, it's not out of the question, but so anyway, continuing on, like Diaz, our drummer, he's played in a million bands. He still tours and does all kinds of stuff. And, I write songs, like for Kill, Dolly, Kill. I wrote a bunch of tunes for that. We turned that into a punk rock musical. And so, I stay busy when I can. And I wrote Night of the Dolls was about a fictional girl punk band. And I had 4 songs for that. 2 I wrote, and 2 Chris Keith from the Battown Boys wrote. And we recorded that at the Mohawk studio with the great producer, Sean Patrick Thomas Daly. And he's awesome. So we and then basically I got kind of bored of not playing, and I started, I still had a lot of punk songs in me and stuff like that. So I was forming this band called Slasher Boy, which kind of got a little bit of a horror theme to it, the lyric wise, and working with Roman Josart as the lead singer. He's a fantastic singer. He sung on rough tracks for us when we're putting the demos together for Kill, Dolly, Kill, and he sang on some other tracks for me when I was working on some stuff for another horror movie. And we decided, I said, shit, you know what? I'd like to, jam with this guy and have him sing on my new stuff. So we started working. I hooked up with Tim, my original drummer, again. So we're in the beginning stages of that. And we're going to get back in the studio here, hopefully in the next few months, and, record 4 or 5 songs, put them out on the internet, see what people think. And it's kind of, it's a lot of fun. It's not, seriously shit. It's a lot of punk stuff, a lot of, kind of horror themed, and we're having some fun, man. We got a lot of, I miss it. I love jamming, and jamming with, there's nothing cooler than getting together with your mates and jamming music out, writing music, and so I miss that. Like making movies, I love getting together, and it's the same kind of process, You get together and you work it out with your mates in the movie business, and you work out the stuff and getting the locations and getting the script together and getting their casting and all the other stuff that goes into it. So it's just creating, having fun, and working with a lot of good people, and just keep it busy. Really, I don't like sitting around. It's cool, go to work, and you do your daily job, but I like to create stuff and have fun and keep busy. That's what keeps me going. That the passion behind that, just kind of keeps me going. Because you get older and you're just kind of, but I'm not ready for the rocking chair yet, man.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to have fun. I want to have fun and stay active. Creating music and working on movies, acting, writing and whatever. So that's where I'm at right now in my life, and that's what's fun doing stuff like this. You can talk about it with your friends, and the guys that you work with before, and it's like a big community that we can use this medium to reach out to people and stay connected.
Absolutely.
And also gives to expand on it too, because you can meet new people and new people find out more about you. Because I mean, like I said, talking with Jason, I didn't know anything about the independent movie and all that stuff. He's what turned me on to getting involved with it and learning more about it. And like, hey, let's film something. I'm like, what?
Yeah. What'd you say?
Okay. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah. And it's lit a fire underneath of me. But like I said, mine's all very slapstick style on the opposite end of the spectrum. But that's just my personality. I don't take a whole lot of anything serious. I'm one of those guys that's probably my last words would be like, oh, fuck, that was stupid.
But that's all good because the bottom line is, you film it, you get your idea out, and no matter what, how crazy, stupid, funny, or whatever the hell happened, at least you did it. Yeah. And get it edited, get it on a DVD or whatever, load it up to stream, but get it out there and do it. It's one thing to talk about an idea and talk, but when the pedal, hits the metal, you got to get the rubber meets the road, whatever the saying is. You got to, if you're going to do this stuff, hook up with some good people and do it. Just do it. Don't be afraid. I would say it to anybody, whether you want to start a band, whether you want to do a movie. Oh, I can't do a movie. I don't have the money. Oh shit. Buy a $200 camera and just go do it. Do it with your phone. Yeah. Pick up your phone and film a fucking movie. You can edit it on your computer, your laptop or whatever.
No edit.
Just do it. Don't worry about, this isn't this. Don't worry about other people's stuff. You just work on your project and do it, because then you can work on the next one.
I get that's given to me.
Yeah.
I get this given to me. No edits. It is. We take it the way it is because I'm scared to edit. It is what it is. We fuck it up. We leave it in there. We go.
And that's what I was going to say with Tom saying it too. There's no bad idea. It's your idea.
My wife would argue that.
Yeah. We just put it out there. It is what it is. Even if it's just the two of us that liked it and enjoyed it, it's the two of us that liked it and enjoyed it, and we had fun doing it. And on to the next one, like Tom said, on to the next one.
Let me tell you something. How many millions? I don't know millions, but how many songs over history? When you talk, I'm talking about big songs that became number one or huge hits, and you hear the backstory behind it, where they came in and the band said, "Oh, that song sucks," and everybody hated it. Or the producer said, "Nah, fuck that song. We're not doing that." Or they say, "Hey, let's do that song," and the band said, "Nah, fuck that. We hate it." But all of a sudden you do it, and then it turns into some amazing thing. So you may not think it's the coolest idea, or you might think, or somebody, but you'd be surprised what comes out of when you start working on something. Just even the littlest idea, you could turn into something amazing. Just that little, that thing with Death Care we're working on. Just a little idea, a little sentence, a little text, and then Cameron picked up the ball and ran with it. It's just that's where it comes out. So just it doesn't matter what it is, how stupid you think it is. Tell your partner, say, "Hey, listen to this," and then I got this kooky idea. That's how fucking Blood Moon River. That was that came out of I wrote the script to it, but the song, the idea for the movie really came. Dan had a dream. It came from a dream. He called me up one day and he goes, "Hey, I got to talk to you about something." And he goes, "What?" He goes, "What?" And he goes, "I had this fucking dream. This really weird dream, man." And he was telling me about it. And that's how that movie came out. He just had this dream and then called me and we turned it into a movie. It was just, but based off some dream that he thought. He goes, "I don't know if this is a cool idea or not, but I have this idea." And he just threw it out and we turned it into something. So it doesn't matter what it is. And don't be afraid. I'm not talking to anybody. Don't be afraid to get your ideas out and work on them. And sometimes it's like, okay, that was okay. But you'd be surprised the nuggets that are out there. You just got to dig it up and just like make it come to life.
It's like Jay said, no, I don't care if everybody else enjoys it or not. We get a laugh out of it. If they would laugh, it'd be great. Just like doing these shows here. If you want to enjoy it, that's great. If you don't enjoy it, scroll on. There's 5,000 other people doing podcasts.
Right.
I'm having a good time. I meet new people. I'm learning all kinds of cool things. I'm good.
What's cool about these podcasts I love is just this. Like we can talk about this cool stuff. That was like the first time I was ever did any podcast was for Cinema Degeneration.
Which Cameron wanted you to plug that a little bit too.
Yeah, I saw that, but I was really nervous to do the first one because the movies were cool because I knew the movies that we were going to talk about, but I didn't really know. But I sat there and the first one I did, and we're just start talking. Me and him were just on the phone talking. He's recording it, and I had such a blast doing it. I was like, God, this is really fucking fun.
Yeah,
because it was like I'm talking with a bro. We're talking about something we love, and we're breaking it down for other people to listen to who either maybe haven't seen it yet or have, and it makes them like, oh yeah, that's cool, and it's fun. That's what's cool about this show here. Get somebody on. You guys are already tight. You get a guy on that you're going to talk to, and you talk about the same kind of stuff, and you just have and every time, even these things. You watch them and like people, it may spark an idea for somebody, or it may give them a little bit of inspiration to get started. Maybe they're gonna open that laptop up and start working on that fucking screenplay that they've been talking about doing for a long time, or pick up that camcorder and record that first scene that they've been thinking about that they've had in their head for months or years, and they do it and they get together some friends and they say, hey, let's get together Saturday and go down in my basement. We're going to film this I got this weird idea. Check it out.
We're going to film a snuff film in my basement. You want to do
it? Yeah, a real one. So which one are you going to fucking die? Don't be a pussy. Fucking die for your art.
That's kind of like what happened with Jason. Like, hey, man, I'm this guy. Balsamo.
Oh, James Balsamo.
Yeah, I got this guy. He wants me to shoot this whole thing. And he told me, all he can tell me is this, and we got to film up a little skit for it. It's got to be about this long. I'm like, well, we can slapstick something together in no time, but we'll see whether he likes it or not. And that's how it all started. He pulled me in that.
He makes some pretty cool looking movies. Yeah. He's got some really cool shit. I follow him. I'm always watching what he's doing because he's always got cool shit going on.
Right, and that's
how he pulled me in.
That's how I met him, was conventions. I mean, we've all done the convention circuit, and when you get talking to different people, and they all have the same passion, they all have the same drive, they all have the same motivation. It's so much fun to talk to. So, obviously he's in Hollywood, so he can't fly out there. So there's a couple of films that we've done where he's like, "Hey, look, film me a 2 or 3 minute thing, send it to me. This is," and he'll just give you a title. What the hell was the one?
Death of an Avocado.
Death of an Avocado. Give me a 2 minute. Give me a 2 minute thing. Okay. Hell, we did it and had a great time. There's other things coming out.
But that's what part up. I'm like, okay, we made a little slapstick, a little 2 minute little thing. It was funny, it was cute, and all that stuff. We had a good time doing it. So what happens next? And I'm filming another little 2 or 3 minute thing, and another little 2 or 3 minute thing. And I'm like, Chase, I got an idea for another little 2 minutes. It's like, but then you get shot. He goes, well, if you can film 2 or 3 minutes, you can film 30, and if you can film 30, you can make a full feature. I'm like, whoa, time out.
Well, you can.
Pump the brakes.
You can. Don't shortchange yourself. If you want to do it, you can do it, bro. Because like you said, you learn every time you do those little ones. You're learning something. Every time you work on anything, you pick up a little nugget of knowledge that you didn't know before. And you, if you sat down right now and decided that you wanted to do a feature, you and Jason could come up with something easily and figure it out. You've got enough friends. Jason will tell you, all Jason had to do is message a handful of people. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need help in this. Hey, you got time? Hey, we're thinking about doing this. You think you could help us? Hey, you want to be involved in this? People will be going, yeah, fuck yeah. When? What weekend? When do you want to do it? Yeah. When and where? What time? I mean, I'm telling you, that's what the great thing about this this family, even if you're not next to each other or the same state. People will do stuff. People drive and go there or somewhere. I mean, it's amazing. The amount of talent that is just in our country. Just all over, and little pockets around, little communities, little film communities. How much talent is out there in everything, cinematographers and stuff, like guys like Tony Walters and stuff from Rad Entertainment. I mean, he's amazing. You got Rebecca Erb, she decides, shit, I want to direct something. She writes and directing this movie. It's like these are just people that are just talented. They're everywhere, and
then you got the special effects people, you got the editing, you've got all that stuff. And the stuff that they put together it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
The real first thing I ever shot with you involved pool noodles and a trash can lid.
Hey.
It
was a whole lot of fun, wasn't it?
Right. I love the shit. Some of these Derek, and I got Harry McCain, of course, Marcus Koch. And I mean, it's like these people. It's amazing. You watch, they're just the stuff that they do. They come in with stuff like, they give them the ideas of what you want, and then they get the latex and whatever, and they come up with the ideas and how they're going to do it, and they come in with the tubing and and the prosthetics and the cool stuff, and you just walk in, you're like, God, these guys are awesome, and you see them putting this stuff together.
Who made that movie that we watched? At the house in Florida, he was a special effects. Was that Marcus?
That was Marcus.
Made the black and white.
Yeah.
Holy shit! And special effects guy made this film black and white, and it is some of the goriest shit I've ever seen. But it's done so well that it looks so real that you have to actually ask him, like, dude, you didn't really cut that arm off, like, because it looks so real. He is so fantastic at his art of doing special effects. Constance is another one. Constance does fantastic.
Constance and Daniel. I mean, Constance come up with stuff. When she did the makeup, all that makeup and stuff on Hell's Bells for Jerry Reeves for his for the Demon. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, just she had all the latex like appliques or whatever, and they put on, and just the tedious little work she did. And he was a trooper, had to sit through all that because it took Bloodshot. Jay, that was the movie, Bloodshot. I couldn't think of the title. Thank you, Cameron.
Amazing. Yeah,
that was fucking mind blowing. I mean, and that's Marcus. He's working on Death Care. Yeah. He did the stuff on those. He's done when we filmed the. We got to film the training videos, those murder training videos, and Marcus was on there with all that, and putting all that together. And it was amazing to watch him work. And then knowing that he did that movie and stuff, was like, fuck, we got that guy. Well, it's amazing. And Harry McCain. I mean, Harry helped us from day one on HM&M. He was the first time I ever worked with an actual effects guy. And watching him come in with all his stuff, it was just, I learned, you watch him, you're like, God, these guys it's amazing. We made for Blood Moon River, when he made the full head cast of Eric Rame's head, and we had that head that gets passed around. I don't know if you've seen it, but it lives, like we pass it around. And I think Stan Trauma King Trailer, I think they took it for a while. They took it on the convention circuit, and people were taking selfies with it. I remember when he came in with that, it was sitting in the back of a car. It was in a box, and the lid was off. And I looked in there, and I went, ugh! I was like, oh, fuck. It looked like Eric's dead head was looking up at me. It was like, fuck, and I was like, and he just made this like in his garage, whatever. He came over to, I think it was Dan's house, I think, or somewhere. And he did the whole cast and all that shit. And I heard it really hurt, it's because, of the beard hair and everything.
Right.
Eric, I guess he didn't have a good time doing that, but I mean, the work that went into that was amazing. And these are guys who just, a lot of them, they work on movies, they learn stuff, they teach themselves, like everything else, they learn stuff and they do it, and they bring their craft and they bring their talents to your movie, and they work their ass off. And they're there 12, 14 hours a day, and you're sitting there, burnt out, and Earl they're fucking setting up the next fucking FX shot, in the middle of the night.
Well, and that's the other thing about the independent film is a lot of times these are shot because everybody said time is money. And when you get these locations and you get these spots, you've got to do everything. And some of them are 3-4 day shoots. Some are 10-11 day shoots.
Right.
But, I mean, they're not like 6-hour days. You're on set working 12, 13, 15, 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's a lot. And that's, I think, what brings it all back to why people enjoy independent film so much is because of all the blood, sweat, and tears and all the time that's spent with each other. It's a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoy it. You will for sure, man.
Well, and you know what? The cool thing, you'll have days like that where you get back to wherever you're crashing out 4 a.m. and you're just tired as fuck. And if you were one of the actors, maybe you're covered in blood and you have to take a shower because you're so bloody when you really just want to lay down and sleep. And so you're up for another hour cleaning up, and then you got the crew. They come back later because they had to bring a bunch of equipment back.
Yeah.
And everybody's got stuff in their cars and everybody's bringing stuff. And it's been an 18-hour day. You lay down and then you got to wake up in 2 hours and do it again. And you think, God, who'd want to do that? Who'd want to do that? We want to do that.
Right. Exactly.
As tired as you are and as sore and you're like, fuck. And you get up there and you eat the cold sausage McMuffin on the way over, that whatever. You get the cup of coffee in you, and then you get to work and you start pumping. And there is that thing. It's this weird thing, and everybody has worked. I agree with Cameron on that. By the way, that's yeah. And but you'll get there, you'll get the end of the movie, and it'll wrap. And you're finally done and you're so tired. I mean, you're dead. You're just like, oh my God, I just want to sleep. For 4 days, I'm done. And then you're putting everything away and you're saying goodbye to people. And people are just starting to trail off. A couple people leave here. And then next thing you know, that's your turn. You're going home. And you get home and you're just like, oh, thank God I'm home. And you get home, you shower, and you go to bed. And then there's this weird thing. I don't know. It's weird. It's this emotional thing. You're so in love with all the people that you were just working with, and you miss them so bad. There's this. It's almost like a depression, but but it's not because you miss them so much. It's you just had the best time ever, and you didn't want it to end. In the middle of it, you're like, what the fuck? Oh God, we got to get this over. But at the end, you miss it so much. You miss everybody, and you love them. And you're just like, oh God, that was so fucking cool, and you never forget it. And every movie, even when you had shit where it went real bad for a couple of days or something, you're like, oh shit. In the end, everybody pulls together, and you get it done, and you get the shots, and and sometimes you gotta do shit on the fly, but you get it done, you get it made. And that crew of people you'll be on another movie and you'll go through the same thing again. But that movie, it's got its own set of special memories that you'll never forget. And Jay, you're gonna dig that. You're gonna love that. You're gonna get in there, like I told you, you're gonna get addicted. You're gonna get on there and you're gonna go, man, when are we doing the next one? What are we gonna, and you're gonna meet the people you meet. Especially when you meet Jim and Scott and you see how they work, and you're going to see how good they're. What's cool about all good filmmakers, everybody does, is on is especially when you get on the set with them, time management is very important. You're going to see, man, the scheduling, sticking to the schedule, trying your best not to fall behind. Yeah. And it's a lot of work, and everybody's got to pull together. But in the end, dead on summary of post-filming blues. That's it, Cameron. He's got it. He nailed it. And but you're gonna see a well-oiled machine with those guys, and that's a good experience for you, especially your first time on a real film set. You're gonna learn a lot. Just watch them. Just watch what they do. They've got it, and you're gonna see. And you're gonna see the way they schedule. And Jason knows. You're gonna be there, and it's gonna be. The people on the set, you're going to have a blast, dude. You really are. And you're not going to ever forget it. And then you're going to want to do the next movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what, because you get it, like I said, you're addicted to it. And, but you learn from these guys that do stuff that have been through in the trenches. And just like, you know, like I do every time I'm with those guys or any filmmaker, I pull stuff away with that. I remember stuff. And I go, oh, that's cool. Oh shit. You know, I'm always humbled by somebody, you know, the talent of you know, you're like, oh man, that was, you know, you just really, and that's the cool thing. It's just it's the journey. The journey, the experience is what it is, you know, and that's why, you know, when you're getting there, when it's all done, you're exhausted, but the journey, what you went through, is what makes it so special, and why you have so much fun, and why people want to do it. Because when they get involved and they see it, that's why they want to make movies.
Jason's hoping I learn a lot because I'm dragging him down bad. He's got to carry my ass all the time. No, do it like this.
You know, there's no dragon. There's no dragon, brother. There's no dragon.
See, you guys got me all fired up. I got about 10 ideas on my phone where I have to, because my ADHD kicks in. I get an idea. I got to write something down real quick.
That's good. Write it down.
I got like 10 little shorts I got in my mind already. It's already written down here. I'm like, damn it, if I get the people to get, I'll be filming tomorrow. No, I got to work tomorrow. Damn it, I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Some of the best music ever done was written on a fucking napkin.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. You got that right. So, some of the best songs ever written were written like really fast. Somebody just had an idea, and you just sat down or picked up the guitar and and wrote it like 2 seconds, and like, you know, and just like it's like the whole idea just kind of hits you, you know.
Yeah,
and I have to pick up a napkin and start writing it down, a scrap of paper, you know, a hamburger wrapper, you know, whatever. Just you got it down. That's what's cool about phones. I'll get an idea for a tune in my head or something. I'll put it on the little recorder and I'll just say, I'll hum the idea in my head, and then I come home and I pick up my guitar and then I pluck it out on the note. I get the notes out, and then I can figure it out. But like, all day long you get ideas. All day long you get, you know, and that's what's cool. And the more you get, and the more you work with stuff and the other people, you know, it's just, it's like the floodgates open, especially when you're talking about working on things. I mean, nothing gets me more pumped up than, you know, we'll start working on like I was talking about, you know, Cruel Summer. You know, I'm getting excited for just talking about that because, like, I know it's going to be a blast. You know,
yeah.
I can't wait to get down there and hang out with everybody and make them work on this movie.
Plus, who doesn't like being in Florida in February?
I've never been in Florida.
Oh, it's cool.
You know,
I've never been to Florida in my life, man. So I wouldn't know about Florida in February.
Yeah, you will be in February, bro.
On spouse arrest. I'm allowed to go too many places without her.
So Tom, we're gonna wrap this up, but I want you to tell everybody where they can find your stuff, where they can find you know, stuff about HM&M Films, where they can find stuff about Rad Entertainment, and where they can find God, you've been in umpteen movies. So
well, you can go to obviously the Facebook pages, you know, HM&M Films, HM&M Film, and the little thing, HM&M Films. You got to think, you can get on that, and there's lots of links. Dan always puts lots of links to things to get on there. I think he's got our new web store up. I know that the original one went down for whatever reason, some content problems or something, but I think Dan's got a new one.
No way.
Yeah, we had some issues with some content, but he got that sorted out, I think, and he's doing a new store that you're going to see stuff on, but you can get on that Rad Entertainment, you know, is Rad Entertainment. You can see that's Tony Walters. He's he and Rebecca Erb, that is their film company, and they've got tons of stuff. All those pages are loaded with links and all kinds of stuff you can click on and look at and find out more to how to get involved with stuff, or just, you know, look at stuff of what's going on. Tons of stuff like that. If you're interested in my old band, Badtown Boys, Badtown is one word, BADTOWN, Boys. We've got a page that's been up for years. You can look at old stuff. You can also get on YouTube. We got tons of our old songs on there you can just listen to for free. Get on there and just listen to stuff. And then Slasher Boys is going to be my new project. Nothing up yet, but it will be. But, you know, tons of stuff. Los Bastards, you know, I mean, that's Jim O'Rear and Scott Tepperman's thing, but you can see all the movies. I've done this Cruel Summer will be my fourth movie with them. but you can get on there and look at all their stuff.
Which other ones have you done?
I did the first one with them was Hospital 2, which wasn't Los Bastards. That was Deviant Pictures, I think, with Daniel Emery Taylor. They were working with him on that, and that was I got to play with the great Debbie Rochon. I played her husband, and that was great. She was amazing. That's another story right there. Yeah. But she was fantastic. Got that. I got to play Lou in another awesome picture that was shot down in Nashville with I was Lou in Nightblade. Then I got to play.
You ran a hell of a club. You ran a hell of a club.
Yes, it was great. I don't think I run that. I think I was just one of the fixtures that I never left. I was a pain in the ass customer. But then I played Caleb, the band manager in Hell's Bells. That's not out yet, but that's coming out, and that's really funny as hell. I watched that. I laughed my ass off. That's good.
I just watched it again. I watched it again the other night. How was it acting with Skippy from Family Ties? Man?
Oh, it was fun, man. That was fun. We had a lot of fun. It was, he he was kind of winging the script a little bit, but it was kind of like, but he was a cool guy, and we had a lot of fun. That was the first day of shooting.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. We got to go in and shoot those scenes there. That was that scene where I'm sitting at the bar with him was really fun. I had a lot of fun doing that with him. He was pretty cool. And
I didn't get down there until like day 3 or 4.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. And that office that they used, that they did a lot of killings and stuff, and that was pretty cool. We were there for a few days on that, and he did some really cool scenes in that. And that was another. We all stayed in this one big Airbnb house, and so we were all there. And Cameron Scott and his lovely wife Patty Scott took care. Not only was Cameron in the movie as one of the band members, but they took care of all the food and cooked a lot of wonderful food for us and took care of us. Again, that goes back to the family thing.
He's very outspoken in the movie, so if you guys haven't seen it yet.
Have you ever seen it? That dude don't shut up. That dude, just like he is in real life, he never shuts up.
That's right.
But he's fantastic. He was great. His character, they wrote him. He's funny as hell. But yeah, they did that. Like that Airbnb. They really took care of us. Him and Patty.
That was fun.
And that was a lot of fun. And then now we got Cruel Summer coming up, and that's going to be the fourth one that I got to do with them. And again, Jay, you'll learn a lot from Jim, just watching Jim O'Rear and Scott Tepperman. They're really, really good guys, and
they are. They're great people.
And you're gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna love it. That's a good first movie for you.
Well, don't forget too. They can find you co-hosting with Cinema Degeneration. With
yes. Cameron. I'm one of co-hosts. Yeah, they got Cinema Degeneration. I think I've done 5 or 6 with Cameron. I don't remember how many I've done. We got a few more in the pipeline, and he's got tons of great co-hosts. He's the kingpin there. He's the main guy, and then he's the host, and he's got a really cool set of it. All the topics are different things. I know I'm going on, Cameron. But he's got a lot of cool co-hosts. It's really fun. Talk about exploitation movies or giallos. He did a whole bunch of stuff. He's working on now some stuff for George Romero movies, and did some stuff for Full Moon Pictures. And he's got all kinds of different topics. So it's not just one horror thing. It's different, different genres, subgenres, and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun, and it's really. They're really fun to live. I mean, I like doing them. We have a blast talking because you get into the movies and you start breaking them down, and and so that's. So yeah, get on Cinema Degeneration. Obviously, that's on Facebook, and you can follow that and get on the podcast. And Gary was the chatterbox. I got you. Yes, he certainly was. Cameron, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing all over here, but yeah. So yeah, Facebook is probably the easiest way to find all this stuff, and then everything on those Facebook things have links that you can get to. So Cinema Degeneration, obviously, and then HM&M Films, Rad Entertainment, of course, Los Bastards, and then of course, you can get on Facebook and find all of us, see what we're up to. So
Stalk all of you because I do.
I love you too, Jay.
I stalk everybody. I do.
Man, that's all right. That's good. That's cool.
That's how I learn shit, man.
What's that?
That's how I learn stuff. I stalk everybody. I tend not to say too much on other people's pages because I tend to be a smart ass and make people mad. So I only mouth off on my page.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's your page. You can do your thing.
Yeah, but I don't want to cause no problems on yours. So I do. I stalk everybody. I kind of keep what's going on and see how things are doing.
I like just following other people, what they're doing, their movies, even if I'm not involved in it.
Yeah.
I love. I've been Addison Benek. I think that's how it's pronounced. I just watched Psycho Ape today. Psycho Ape is this like real super micro low budget movie. He did. I laughed my fucking ass off. I had the best time. You can get it on Amazon Prime. It's on there. And I'm telling you,
Psycho Ape.
A Psycho Ape. It's like another guy, just low budget movie, and it's funny as hell. It's a cheap, like low budget movie, totally low budget, but the effects and everything, it's just cheesy goodness. And I laughed my ass off. And love you too, Cameron. All right, man.
Thanks for listening, brother.
And I know I'm rambling here. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's a prime example of a low budget. He's got a great cast. You got a great idea for a movie. It's funny as shit. You like funny stuff. Well, you're gonna laugh if you watch that, Jay. You're gonna laugh your ass off. You guys, that's a funny movie. I saw it today. I watched it this morning, and I loved it. And
That's right. It's Notzilla on Amazon Prime.
What's that now?
Notzilla. It's
Notzilla.
Notzilla. It's on Amazon Prime, and it is a spoof horror Godzilla cheesy. Yeah, it's.
All right, I'll check that out. Cool.
I actually said, I'm like, did I really just watch all that? But I laughed. I found this quite a bit funny, but it was cheesy spoof of Godzilla. It's called Notzilla. It's on Amazon Prime.
I will definitely check that out. I love that stuff. And watch Psycho Ape. I'm not involved in it. I'm not here pimping it out because I was in it or anything. I'm telling you, as a filmmaker and just a fan of this stuff, I laughed my fucking ass off. And so watch it. I'm telling you, dudes, you guys will laugh your ass off. It's great. It's a great movie. I hope he makes a part 2 because I'm telling you, it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's funny. Yeah, we'll definitely have to check that out.
Absolutely.
But Tom, hey brother, I can't thank you enough for being on our first episode of Getting to Know. As always, and why we were talking before, it's always an honor just to sit down with you. I can't wait till February to give you a big ass hug and spend some days with you. I love you, brother, and you keep doing what you're doing, man. I like I said, I'm humbled to even have you in my life, bro.
Well, you know what, Jason, I feel the same about you, man. I'm honored to be here and just to be on the show and be on the first one. Hey, even better. I love you guys, man. And Jason, you're a great guy, and I'm glad that we're all working together in these movies together. And we get to hang out with each other, and I can't wait to see you in February. It's going to be a blast, and it's an honor to be with you here. It's an honor to be with you too, sir. And Jay, thank you. It's nice meeting you, and I can't wait to see you down there in February. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be great, and that's what's great. We all working on projects and got to be on your show, and it was a lot of fun. And thank you very much. And I was honored to do it, and thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming on. It's a great talk with you, and I can't wait to February. And you guys got all mushy and sentimental. By God, I'm getting a freaking hug too.
I'm gonna hug you too, man. We're huggers, bro. We're huggers, man.
We're huggers.
Fucking without me, damn you.
We are huggers. Man, I don't care, man. I ain't shaking hand. Get in here, buddy.
No.
Get in here. We're hugging.
Hey, Tom. Tom, the first night he stays with you, does he still have to be a little spoon like I had to, or?
Yeah, we'll be easy on him.
All right. Okay. All right.
Remember, I took my family. We went hunting and shit like that. So I've been to deer hunting camp. I ain't scared.
Well, there you go. Now you know it's good. It's the same thing.
That's right. Tom, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, and thank you, folks. And thanks for hanging out with us tonight. That was great.
Absolutely, you guys. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. We do appreciate your love and support. And don't forget, we will be back next week. We'll be announcing a guest later on in the week. Jason's got them all lined up. He's a professional at this. I'm just the jackass that runs the boards. With that said, we're going to say good night. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you later.
Good night, y'all.
See ya.